Ever since Naruto Shinobi Striker was announced, we've been releasing videos every single week trying to cover this game, but recently news has slowed down, which makes this the perfect time, the perfect opportunity to take a break and just talk to you guys about this game and answer some of your questions. Last week's video, you guys left a bunch of comments asking me questions about this game, about opinions and about facts, stuff that you want to know if it's going to be in the game or not, which I guess since they haven't been confirmed, they are also opinions. Anyway, today I'm answering some of those, and I want to say thank you ahead of time just to everyone who left questions. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, I cannot answer all of them because there's not enough time for that. Chaos Nation X. Do you expect Shinobi Striker to be better than Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet and Attack on Titan 2? If not, what game do you personally think will do best in popularity, sales, and enjoyment? Popularity and sales, I think they are both correlated, and enjoyment is a very different thing for sure. I think Naruto will do better than Sword Art Online, probably also better than Attack on Titan. And that's because, you know, it's sad but true, the quality of the game doesn't matter. It has the Naruto name, so it will sell. And I'm not saying the game's gonna be bad, I'm saying even if the game's bad, it doesn't matter. It says Naruto, so it's gonna sell copies. As far as enjoyment, you're asking for a video game review before the game's out. I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. I can tell you how hyped or optimistic I am for these games, and the order would go Dragon Ball FighterZ, Shinobi Striker, Attack on Titan, Sword Art Online. That's my level of optimism, that's my level of excitement, ranked. And I think in terms of sales, the order is going to be pretty much the same. Thank you for a question. Next, Gopen SSG. How many Boruto characters do you think will be in the game? And do you think they'll have DLC characters such as Iwabe, Sumire, or even older Boruto and Kawaki? First, how many Boruto characters? 3. Boruto, Sarada, and Mizuki. And the reason is because the roster isn't very big, and it really doesn't matter how big the roster is. What matters is the abilities that these characters bring to the table, because these are the abilities that you'll be able to equip on your custom character. And because they've said the roster is not going to be huge, and most of the rosters seems actually focused on Naruto Shippuden, I don't expect us to see a big Boruto presence there. So yeah, the same thing kind of goes for the question about the DLC characters, Iwabe, Sumire, and older Boruto and Kawaki. I don't think we'll see those guys unless something huge happens in the anime with those characters. For now, they're pretty minor in the bigger scheme of the Naruto universe. Like, they haven't made a big impact or anything. Not yet, anyway. Lil BJ. God damn it. Can you make your own Mangekyo Sharingan? That's a great idea. I highly doubt it. You'll be able to pick between different Mangekyo Sharingan abilities at most. Like, you pick the Amaterasu from Itachi. If Shisui is in the game, you pick that. If Sasuke has a Mangekyo Sharingan ability, you pick that. But making your own unique Mangekyo, I really doubt it, but it's a great idea. Shamir Bakht. Think one character can have more than the fixed amount of jutsu. You know, like the trailer showing Naruto summoning the toad. I'm not really sure what you mean by saying a character having more than the fixed amount of jutsu. Every character will have 2 ninjutsu and 1 secret jutsu, and then they will have 1 slot for an item or sub-weapon, and another slot for a substitution jutsu. That's it, that's the limitation. As far as Naruto summoning the toad in the trailer, I think that was just a different build, and they changed it so now Naruto only does Rasengan, Rasen Shuriken, and the Odama Rasengan. That's pretty much it. I think that the summoning the toad will still be in the game in some shape or form, and your custom character will probably be able to equip it. But as far as limitations, I think everyone's gonna have the same set. 2 ninjutsu, 1 secret jutsu, 1 sub, and 1 sub weapon. Midnight Night, I think there should be a story mode. What about you guys? You agree? No, not at all. I think this game's quality has nothing to do with the fact that it has a story mode or doesn't have a story mode. If it had a story mode, it might help sales, it might sell more, because there are definitely a lot of people who are angry because of the lack of a story mode, but I don't think the game's quality overall would be impacted, because the main focus is definitely the PvP, and when the focus is the multiplayer, the story mode ends up not being as important and it's shoved to the side. And some people might enjoy that portion, but the overall quality of the game is still determined by how good is the multiplayer. Think of Call of Duty, for instance. Like, I played all the Call of Duty campaigns so far, except for the World War II game. I still haven't gotten around to that. But the quality of a Call of Duty game is always determined by how good is the multiplayer, and the single player ends up being a little bit ignored. And I think that would be the case with Naruto Shinobi Striker. With a focus on the multiplayer, the story wouldn't be as good as you would probably want it to be, and the multiplayer would have to carry that game, and ultimately that's what's gonna make Shinobi Striker good or not. Does it have good multiplayer? Does it have good servers? Are the matches fun? Is there enough diversity, progression, all that kind of stuff? So does the game need a story mode? No, not at all, but would it sell more? Maybe, yeah. There's definitely a lot of demand for story mode. Dark Nightwing, a lot of similar names here, huh? Everything's dark and nightish. I have a question. So we know that we have masters in this game. Let's pick Gai Sensei or Rock Lee. I want their fighting style. Do you think that we can learn the taijutsu of them, or do you think something else similar? I think you can definitely learn different fighting styles. We've seen the custom character that shows up in all the trailers use Rock Lee's taijutsu style. We've also seen Boruto using the gentle fist as well as Hinata. So there are different melee styles if you choose to go in without a weapon. How do you learn them? That's something that I'm not totally sure of yet. The scan of the V-Jump magazine showed Sasuke and what you can learn from him as a master, and nowhere in that menu was his fighting style or even his weapon. You did have his costume, and maybe the costume comes with a weapon, but I don't know. So to answer your question, yes, I think there will definitely be different taijutsu styles and you can learn them in some way. I don't know if it's the master system or not, but I think that's really not important. You'll be able to do it, so there will be something in the game that will teach you how to do it or how to choose which style you want. Gianluca Chiusetti, hey Globku, here are some questions for the upcoming Q&A. Hey, who told you you can ask 3 questions? I'll allow it because they're really good questions. What do you think about the class system? What is the most appealing to you so far? The class system is their salvation for game balance. Because they're giving custom characters so many choices and so many ways to combine jutsu, the class system is the way they have to limit what they can combine. Otherwise, everyone could just pick the most broken, overpowered jutsu in the entire game. So the class system is a necessity. And what is the most appealing class to me so far? Defense type. That spiky human boulder is just super powerful at the moment. Second question, is there a chance that they decide to include some unconventional weapons like puppets, pets, or summonings? If so, do you think these mechanics can be balanced as well? If the summonings are like the summoning toad jutsu that we've seen in the first trailer, then yes, but as far as like summoning an actual creature and have it fight alongside you in battle, I don't think so. Same goes for pets and puppets. That's like a Shinobi Striker 2 project. Almost like Xenoverse 1 had kind of its limitations and then they just kind of went crazy with Xenoverse 2 and expanded. I think this is very much their proof of concept, their sort of limited set. They had to build this whole thing from the ground up, and for the second game, with the bases already built, they can expand and think about it a little bit more. I'll be very surprised if we get puppets or pets, but I don't think it's gonna happen. And finally, in the upcoming beta, Ninja Shop and Ninjutsu Museum will be locked. Anyway, how do you think these 2 features will work? I think the Ninja Shop will probably just be the microtransaction stuff, like you can buy cosmetics, you can buy even jutsu maybe, like completely circumventing the mentor system. I don't know, depends on how far they go with the microtransactions. But maybe you can even use in-game currency to buy new outfits and stuff like that you don't really earn from mentors. Just sounds like an unlockable shop. And the Ninjutsu Museum, that's interesting. So it could be where you store your ninjutsu that you've already learned and go into character customization, or it could just be sort of an achievement type of deal, like where you collected X amount of jutsu, or you've seen X amount of jutsu in battle. It's too early to tell, like just inferring by the name, it's way too early. Izanaki, #AskLobku, will your custom character relate to any in-game / anime characters? No. I like to make my own thing, my own original character. And when I'm making a character, if it looks too much like an anime character, I usually go like, I gotta change something to make it my own thing. It's interesting because I've seen a lot of people in the comments going like, oh, I'm gonna make like this Sage of the Six Paths like character or this Madara type character. And I usually just like to make my own thing and just stay away from these archetypes that the anime has built. Jerkflow Kodo, do you think that we'll possibly receive a Naruto fighter for the competitive scene after Shinobi Striker, especially seeing how well Dragon Ball FighterZ is currently doing? Interesting. I never thought Naruto would fit very well with the 2D fighter genre. At the same time, my favorite Naruto games are the Ultimate Ninja games for the PlayStation 2, which were kind of 2D, 2.5, I guess. It really depends on how well Dragon Ball FighterZ sells, I guess, because they are making Shinobi Striker given the success of Xenoverse, so if they see a lot of commercial success with Dragon Ball FighterZ, they might consider doing the same for Naruto. Will they be able to pull it off? Like, Arc Systems is doing a fantastic job with fighters, so I don't know. I don't know if the Naruto universe fits very well with that style. And I also think Naruto games need a lot more characters than a Dragon Ball game needs, just because there are a lot more unique mechanics and a lot more characters that people want to see. It would be tough. It's not as natural of a fit, but I think it all depends ultimately on the success of Dragon Ball FighterZ. NapMD, are you still optimistic about the game's future? Yes. You know what? Yes, and this is a wonderful question to wrap up this video. I do think there is a path to success if they nail it. My main concern is still game balance, and I would like to see some more game modes or some more interesting game modes, because I'm not totally buying the capture the flag and the barrier battle. But like, the character creation system seems interesting. I really like the mobility of this game. If they can make it balanced, if there aren't like a couple of abilities that completely break the game, and that's really my main concern, then yes, this will be kind of awesome. Of course, it's not that simple. I mean, progression is a big deal, servers are a big deal, they need to get a lot of things right, but I do think there is a path to success, and it is not impossible to achieve. And after playing the game, that's when I really became optimistic, because I was thinking, you know, this looks clanky, janky, and the jank is there, but the game feels a lot better when played than when you're watching trailers or watching random gameplay. That's something else that the marketing team is doing wrong. It's not just that they went completely silent, but every time they have a gameplay demo on stage, the people playing it just suck. So it doesn't show the game in a very good light, and I think that's just hurting the image that this game has. But that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you very much for your questions once again, and hopefully next week we'll have something real to talk about, please. I need some updates on this game. My fix is long overdue, huh? In the meantime, if you're like me and you're wondering where the hell is Shinobi Striker, you can watch this video right here where I explain my opinion on the matter and maybe what caused it all. I don't know. I'm just a dude making YouTube videos. If you're in the mood for something else, there's also the video at the bottom, but as always, thank you very much for watching. My name is Globku, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!